Good morning. This is Małgorzata Kurzępa. I'm a founder and director of Fairhouse Investments, the company which invests in properties in UK for over 7 years and over 10 years altogether. Every Sunday around 1 p.m. I'm coming to you with another subject about investing in properties. Today I'm on holidays. I'm in a beautiful Prague in Czech Republic. And because my schedule has been changed and I couldn't influence it, I have to record this video in the morning. This is why I said good morning, while actually when you will be watching it, it would be at least Sunday afternoon. So because I'm on holidays, I decided to tell you a little bit about investing in properties abroad. I'm Polish, but I live in UK. So some of you probably, if you are Polish and you are thinking about investing in properties in Poland, and you already have investment properties in Poland, this is not exactly abroad in the meaning I want to tell you about, because investing in the country where you usually have a citizenship, you know the local circumstances, you have people who would help you, who would support you there, you know the language, you probably even able to get a mortgage almost like the people who live there. This is not really investing abroad. What I have in mind is when people living somewhere, in my case it would be Great Britain, invest in properties abroad like Spain, Balearic Island, Canary Islands, Portugal, Italy, Greece, all these holiday destinations which seems attractive to us. And first thing I want to tell you is that some of us make a main mistake considering investing abroad when we're trying to buy the property for ourselves, but in the same time we consider an option of renting this property, letting it to the tourists. So I call it a mistake, but actually the thing is that it's just difficult to put all these two strategies to one pot. Because usually if you buy the property for yourself, you have slightly different expectations than if you buy it for potential tenants. In this case it would be short-term let, so you would probably rent it to the tourists. So first of all, you buy for yourself. Usually you want a quiet place, parking space, nice neighborhood, while for tourists you use your sense. You use your heart to purchase this property. While if you buy the property which you want to rent, you should rather think about something more centrally located, not necessarily a parking, but because actually this is not, most of the tourists are coming by a plane anyway. Another aspect is that you would need a license to rent this property, so you have to check before the purchase if there is possible to get a license in the neighborhood where you want to purchase this rental property. So sometimes it could be the same property, but as I said, this is difficult, and if you buy for rental, you should do it with more common sense and with more logic and with pen and piece of paper in your hand. While if you're buying for yourself, it's completely different story. Then you can buy whatever you want. Remember that if you buy the property for yourself, then you would probably spend some time there. So one option is that after a couple of times of going there, you would be just sick of the place because you will have enough, And another aspect is that maybe you wouldn't have time at all, and most of the time the property would be empty, and then you will have this idea of renting it. But as I said, you have to be prepared for the rental, and sometimes it's not easy to turn your own house to the rental project. Second thing is that rental market is not the same all over the world. You have to remember that sometimes it's difficult to take your experience from British market and just move it to another market. Like Spain. I'm taking Spain as an example because I think this is the most popular destination for Brits to go and to buy the property. So, considering the Spanish market, I have few friends who purchased the properties there, and I know that some of them sooner or later were stuck in one of the aspects of aspect of the purchase, because there were some issues which were very difficult to solve for the person who is not a citizen of the country, and eventually most of them had to hire lawyers, solicitors, or even accountants to help them to solve the issues, and few of them were actually treated dishonestly, and eventually they lost some money. So my concern is that every time you go to the new market, of course, as I said, you can try to hire a solicitor or look for the solicitor or accountant, but actually from my point of view the best option is to find someone who has already purchased the property there, or who owns the property, or even someone who is basically just a real estate agent who will help you to buy this property, because then you would be on the safe side. You pay for the formal help and you would get this help. This person is experienced in purchasing the properties. They do it for many clients before you, and they would really be able to help you and do everything according to the law and leave you on the safe side without spending extra money. Of course you have to pay them, but I think it's better to pay honestly someone in advance and know what to expect than wait for something unexpected later. So coming back to the strategies, the most popular strategy in UK, which is buy, refurbish and remortgage, could not necessarily work abroad. It would be difficult for you to find refurbishment people, the builders. It would be difficult for you to supervise them. It would be difficult for them to for you to check the quality of their work. From the other side, of course, you can hire the project manager, but again, how would you supervise him, and how would you choose the proper person if you don't have an experience? I'm not saying people are not honest, most of them are honest, but sometimes it happens that the standard you expect is something different than someone else could expect. So it could be actually difficult to get the quality you expect. So and again, for the project manager, you have to pay extra, so you have to include him to his rate to your budget. So as long as the budget is fine, of course you can do it, but I think my main advice for you is just to contact someone who really knows how to do it, who has an experience at the local market, and the person who would help you how to do it. The next thing are expenses, the cost of the purchase and the cost of the investment. So we are still in European Union, so probably you would be able to get some kind of mortgage in even abroad. But if you are in UK, you can purchase the rental property, buy-to-let property, with as little as 20% of deposit. In Spain, you in theory you could get 60% of mortgage for the property, but if you pay all the expenses, practically it would be 50%. So remember, another 50% you have to pay cash. Properties are slightly cheaper than in UK, and probably you will use a different strategy, because as I said, the most popular in UK is single buy-to-let, which you let long term, while in these tourist destinations it would be probably also you will buy, refurbish if you have to, but later you will rent it in short term to the tourists. So the strategy would be slightly different. So also the expected income would be different, but remember to take everything under consideration. Strategy-wise, I also have some friends who have long-term properties in South Africa, for example, or who have commercial properties in New York, and all these strategies are working very well. So, whichever strategy you choose, just put the number into the spreadsheet and check if they work for you. If they do, of course, you can do it. And you know how to do it because you have someone who would help you in a place. The most important thing is the one I've just mentioned. Take a pen and piece of paper, or use the spreadsheet you usually use to assess the return of investment, and just put the number in. Sometimes, I mean, it's nice to have a very posh property in Monte Carlo, for example, but at the end of the day, you could realize that boring vanilla single-let semi-detached 3-bed in Sheffield could bring you better return than a villa in Monte Carlo. So take it all under consideration, put your numbers into spreadsheet, and if it works for you, just go for it. And the most important thing from my point of view is first contact someone who knows how to do it, who's done it before, and who would help you. Don't try to do things by yourself, because it could cost you not only the time but also the money. And remember, you could never get this money back. So thank you very much. It was great having you. Małgorzata Kurzępa, Fair House Investments from wonderful Prague. I'm going to Kutna Hora today. This is a city or town approximately 1 hour away from Prague, and there is a beautiful church there, and plenty of things to see. So I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I hope we will meet soon next Sunday. Thank you very much. Małgorzata Kurzępa, Fair House Investments. Sorry, I have some insects flying around me. Bye.